Once, authenticity was a byproduct of physical limitation. When we watched grain in film or listened to the crackle in vinyl, those were not flaws, but fingerprints, evidence that human hands and flawed machines had made something real. Walter Benjamin described this as the aura, an ineffable quality born from tradition and time. These material signals formed a language we learned unconsciously, trusting them because they couldn't be mass-produced. But the rise of digital replication began to erode those boundaries. Walter Ung noted how print culture changed our relationship to language. It made reading silent, fast, and democratic, removing the human voice from the text. What we once saw as imperfections in manuscripts suddenly became burdens, unnecessary flourishes that didn't scale. Print demanded clarity over character, uniformity over uniqueness. This shift laid the groundwork for a world where authenticity would become optional rather than inevitable. Neil Postman warned that television didn't just change how we watched, it changed what watching meant. He said, it redefined truth itself, replacing serious discourse with performative spectacle. When the material world fades into code, when a machine can now replicate grain and crackle at will, we lose our reference points. Authenticity becomes something you simulate rather than stumble upon.
Audio software has gotten so smart it almost thinks for itself. Cool until you lose control of the sound. Engineers now fight algorithms as much as they shape them.
In the early days of digital media, imperfection was a flaw to be corrected. But as these tools evolved, they began replicating not just function, but aesthetic. And that's where things get strange. Instagram filters don't capture light. They simulate chemistry, decay, and nostalgia. It's not film anymore. It's memory in a UI. That clip, it's from a deep dive into Mindy humanization. These tools add microdelays and tempo variations, imperfections, once the soul of live performance. Now algorithmically curated. We don't just make music, we make it feel human. This is the crux. Authenticity. Once a byproduct of human fallibility or material limitation, becomes engineered. It's not that we're faking reality anymore. We're selling simulations of authenticity as if they were the real thing. The digital turn transforms truth into texture and trust into metadata.
Schools adapt artificial intelligence. This is a related topic. Purdue University is embracing it with the first-of-the-kind national AI requirements for graduation. New students ones there, they're not going to be grandfathered in, but new students will now have to display working competency in artificial intelligence as a graduation requirement. Purdue has also started a variety of courses and degrees related to artificial intelligence. I want to bring in Haley Oliver Jiske. She is the Senior Vice Provost for Academic and
Generative AI creates images with uncanny, almost surreal flaws, 6 fingered hands, impossible lighting, or invented memories. These glitches are not bugs, but byproducts of a system trained on human imperfections and contradictions. They emerge from the same data pool that taught it to paint skies or read handwriting, making them inescapable. The AI doesn't just mimic authenticity, it mimics its flaws, creating new visual dialects of fakery. What was once a signifier of error is now a signature style. Glitch aesthetic as branding. This isn't the first time we've done this. Every era finds new ways to sanctify imperfections. The latest headlines report that Purdue University is now requiring students to demonstrate AI literacy in their coursework as part of graduation requirements. This isn't just about using the tools, it's about recognizing what they produce and how easily it can be faked or repurposed. As we integrate AI into education, we're also forcing a reckoning with its outputs. Can we trust that an essay was written by human hands? Does it matter anymore if we can't tell the difference? The university is trying to answer these questions while preparing students for a world where truth itself becomes a product of algorithmic designs. Roland Barthes has argued that the photographic image holds a unique power because it's proof of having been there. But when AI creates images of events that never happened, this having been there becomes obsolete. The photograph is no longer
Mechanical pulp gives paper the porous-like characteristics that enable it to absorb ink on high-speed newspaper presses. Chemical pulp gives it strength and flexibility.
As fake authenticity becomes more convincing, we enter a feedback loop. Each new detection method births new deceptions that must be even better faked. It's not just cat and mouse anymore. It's an arms race with no end in sight. The tools we use to verify become obsolete the moment they're used, forcing institutions to scramble for upgrades faster than the public can keep up. The result: a world where truth is a product, endlessly updated, rebranded, and sold. Neil Postman once warned that in a technocratic world, machines erase ambiguity. But if we follow his logic into this new era, the machine doesn't just replace human judgment, it redefines what counts as truth itself. Algorithms now set the criteria for authenticity, and institutions like universities are already adapting to these changes. The meaning of trust is shifting from personal validation to algorithmic compliance. Purdue University has made AI literacy a graduation requirement. This isn't just about digital skills, it's normalization. Students are trained to recognize and produce the cues of authenticity that algorithms now demand. The university is not preparing for the future, but embedding itself into its infrastructures. What used to be signs of human touch, messy handwriting, spontaneous speech, are becoming software features you can download.